So I was asked, why should students take electives? So there's quite a few reasons. One would be to try something different, try different classes. It's really important to broaden your scope of knowledge in certain career paths, and that's a good way to do that. Something else is I like students to take electives to fill their schedule with things that could be important to them in the future. So colleges also like to see a full schedule. It's also just as important to learn something that you maybe really like for the future or don't like. So sometimes I have a student say they're really interested in, let's just say business, for example, and accounting, and they'll take an accounting class and say, well, I love business, but maybe I don't want to be an accountant. So I think there's a lot of valuable lessons to be had by taking electives. And then when you're getting ready to choose electives, so we start the scheduling process, around January, February. Guidance counselors meet individually with every student to review their course selections. And you're not always going to get the course that you want. So what we ask you to do is to do your homework, your guidance homework that is. Review this video, which is a wonderful resource of all the electives. Get familiar with the course offering book, which is on the high school website as well as in the Google Classroom for Guidance. Talk to your teachers, your friends, upperclassmen who have taken electives. So when you come in to meet with your guidance counselor, you can ask questions if you need questions answered, and we can really go through and make sure your schedule is robust and filled with what you want it to be. And also, you shouldn't just pick one elective. You should have a first choice elective, a second choice elective, and a third choice elective, because there's many, many advantages to our school and our school size. But one of the disadvantages, sometimes you don't always get all the courses you want. So we want you to be prepared to have a first, second, and third choice of all the electives.
Hello, I'm Mr. Sigerson, the technology teacher. The electives I teach are World of Technology, Electricity Electronics, Architecture, Design and Drawing for Production, and Computer Science. So in World of Technology, we do a lot of different things, right? So we do a lot of projects for the school. If anyone's seen the coffee cart that the life skills class uses, the planter boxes out by the Peace Garden. Right now we're building a time capsule to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Shore Main River. Another cool thing that we just got were some drones. So we're going to be learning about drone technology, all the different careers that use drones, and we're also going to be programming some indoor drones to be able to fly them to do missions. The next class they teach is Electricity Electronics. And Electricity Electronics is broken up into two halves. The first half of the year we spend on electricity. Electricity covers residential electricity, everything from the electricity being made in the power plant and getting to your house to wiring all the circuits inside. First project that we do is making our very own voltage tester, which we'll be able to use throughout the half of the year on your very own circuits. We'll be wiring different circuits such as a one-way switch and a three-way switch. The second half of the year we spend on electronics. In electronics, we explore all the different electronic components that make up the devices you use every day. We do things like soldering, using Arduino microcontrollers to make cool projects like a robot. The next class I teach is architecture. In architecture, we explore how to design and build all the structures you use on a daily basis. We do this by making drawings such as floor plans, elevation views, and conceptual drawings, turning those into models that we can visualize and see in 3D, such as this framing model right here. We'll also make models that focus on the interior and exterior of the house. The next class that I teach is Design and Drawing for Production. In Design and Drawing for Production, we learn how inventors and engineers create the things that we use on a daily basis. We make physical hand drawings using drafting equipment and then move on to the computer using AutoCAD and 3D modeling software using the new equipment that we got, including 3D printers and an awesome new laser cutter. The last classes that I teach are computer science courses. Here at Shore Wing River, we have 3 different levels of computer science: Intro, Intermediate, and AP, in which you can get college credit for. All 3 courses are taught in the Java programming language and are using a self-paced curriculum that meets students with different prior knowledge and lets them be successful.
Well, good morning, I'm Mr. Gabriel. Today I want to share with you the importance of taking AP Statistics, a course that goes beyond mere numbers and charts. Statistics is everywhere, whether we realize it or not. From the polls that shape our political landscape to the products we buy online, statistical methods influence and guide decision-making processes. By taking AP Statistics, you're not just crunching numbers, you're learning how to make informed decisions in an increasingly data-driven world. This course will help equip you with the tools to analyze and interpret data, helping you to become critical thinkers in a society where information is abundant but understanding is often lacking. Moreover, AP Stat is not just a subject confined to the classroom. It has real-world applications in countless fields. Whether you aspire to be a scientist, a businessman, a doctor, or even a policymaker, statistical literacy is a skill that will set you apart. Employers and colleges alike value individuals who can navigate the vast sea of information and draw meaningful conclusions. So I encourage each of you to consider taking AP Statistics, to challenge yourselves, and to embrace the opportunity to dive deep into the world of statistics.
I teach pre-calc. I'm Mrs. Froelich. It is a higher level math course taken after Algebra 2 typically. It looks great for college applications. It is definitely a challenging course that requires a lot of previous knowledge from your math courses before that, especially Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 with a little bit of geometry thrown in. But it's a really good course to take, definitely great for SAT prep. And anything, if you plan to go to college, definitely will prepare you for a lot of the math courses, prerequisite courses, or entry-level math courses that you'll have to take in college. So it's definitely a good course to take if that is in your plan in the future.
Hello students, I'm back. Today I want to share the excitement of exploring a mathematical elective called Advanced Topics in Mathematics. Some of the topics included are number theory, game theory, topology, and the fascinating connection between nature and mathematics. Picture unraveling the mysteries of prime numbers or Fibonacci in number theory, or diving into the strategic world of decision-making with game theory. Imagine stretching and distorting shapes without tearing them in topology, and discovering the mathematical elegance in nature. Ever look at a flower or a seashell and wonder about the mathematical principles that underline their beauty? This elective explores the intrinsic connection between math and the natural world, revealing the elegance that governs the universe. So consider this journey as an opportunity to feed your curiosity, engage with abstraction, and cultivate a mindset that appreciates the richness of mathematical ideas. I'll see you in topics.
I teach an elective called Long Island Sustainability. It's a 2-part elective, so we have Sustainability 1 and 2. Sustainability 1 focuses mostly on agriculture, sustainable practices. Any student that's interested in not only working with the environment, becoming stewards of the environment should take the course. You'll learn agricultural techniques, how to produce your own food, all the while ecosystems, careers in agriculture, and sustainable practices as well. From there, students can then move on to Sustainability 2, where we're actually doing units of beekeeping and apiary science. Coming this spring, we will have a working apiary on campus where students will be working with live bees, learning honeybee habitat, life cycles, and of course, harvesting honey and honey production.
My name is Mrs. Schaefer, and I'm in charge of the Science Research Program, which is a series of elective courses designed to offer students the opportunity to explore science in an authentic way outside of the traditional scientific classroom setting. The program is open to students in grades 9 through 12 and consists of 4 years total: Introduction to Science Research, followed by the second year simply titled Science Research, then the third and fourth years, which are Advanced Research 1 and 2. Introduction to Science Research must be taken first and may be taken as a single year standalone course or can serve as the entry course into the program. Each course within the series is offered for honors credit. The Introduction to Science Research course is designed to lay the foundation for the following courses, giving students the basis of the scientific process. In this course, students work in small groups, typically 3 or 4, to develop a research question, design a procedure to carry out the collection of data, and then analyze the collected data to answer the question that they have created. Some time is spent outdoors, especially in the beginning of the year, making observations and collecting specimens, then indoors for the second half of the year, learning laboratory techniques that will prove useful for any field of science. Throughout the year, students learn skills such as how to read a scientific article, how to identify reliable sources, how to write in the scientific style, creating their own written proposal, and later presenting their findings through both written and verbal communication in a research paper and several symposium presentations. Moving into the second, third, and fourth years of the program, students become independent, designing a project using the skills obtained in the first year to explore a topic of their choosing, which can be within any area of science they would like to delve into further. Once students are 15 years or older and are enrolled in the second or higher year of the research program, they have the opportunity to participate in the SPARK program through Brookhaven National Laboratory, which is a wonderful collaborative program enabling students to utilize the facilities at the BNL lab to conduct their research. Every year, students have the opportunity to compete in local science competitions, such as the Long Island Science Congress and Long Island Science and Engineering Fair. As they develop more advanced skills and higher level abilities, in their senior year, they have the opportunity to apply to the nationally recognized Regeneron Student Science Talent Search. Programs like the Science Research Program are not offered at every high school, and the opportunity for students to work at a national laboratory is certainly unique as well. So colleges love to see this type of hands-on, student-driven coursework and on an application for admission. And this program helps students develop the skills and independence that will set them apart from their peers as they move on to college and careers beyond.
Hi, my name is Mrs. McGuire, and I'm here to tell you about some of the electives when you guys are making your schedules for next year. So I currently teach forensics. I've taught it for a couple of years, and forensics is a fun class that you should take because it talks about some crimes you hear in the news and some exciting things like the Long Island serial killer, maybe Brian Koberger murder, or John Bonet Ramsey that still hasn't been solved. So it's a hands-on class with a lot of labs. It's one period every day, so you don't have to have that every other day lab that you've had for living environment and earth science. So we cover some topics like DNA, we do hair and fibers, we do a lot of genetic genealogy, which is big in the news right now. Get back the microscopes again to do hair and fibers. Crime scene analysis, death investigation. Ooh, you should not be squeamish if you take this class because there's a lot of graphic pictures and we don't need people fainting like has happened in the past. So if you're squeamish, don't take this class because we like to look at blood spatter, and there's a lot of graphic nature of death and how we determine how and when you died and things like that. I try to get some people that are experts in the field coming in. So actually this Thursday I have Dr. Robert Hughes coming in. I'm trying to get an FBI guy in to talk about cybercrime and social media and cell phone usage and using cell phones in crimes. And I also try to get some detectives in that talk about fingerprints and things like that. So take the class, it's fun, and again, don't choose a class because you want a specific teacher, because who knows who's teaching it, because anyone can. Thank you.
So oceanography is the study of both the physical ocean and the biological ocean. So we start off the year by learning a little bit about the characteristics of the ocean, the water, the bottom of the ocean, the different zones of the ocean, in order to be able to go through the different types of animals and plants that live in the ocean. And this understanding the characteristics of the ocean allows you to get a much deeper understanding of each of the organisms and how they interact with each other.
Nice. Why do you think students should take this elective?
I think that everybody on Long Island should take this elective because we're surrounded by water and it's part of our everyday lives.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Schaefer, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about our human physiology elective. This is a full year elective course in the science department, and it's open to all students grades 10 through 12. The prerequisite is living environment, which means that students should have taken and passed the living environment or honors biology courses, as well as the living environment regions prior to taking human physiology. The course focuses on each of the human body systems and identifies the organs involved and how those organs work to carry out the functions of that body system. For example, we identify the names of the bones and muscles in the body, as well as learning how those bones are formed and how muscle contractions work in order to create movement in the body. We focus on disease and disorders of the body systems because in order to understand why disease happens, we need to understand how the body system is failing to perform its job correctly. Lab activities do include a few dissections, as well as analyzing patient case studies, some microscope work, and some other activities that help to identify how the body systems work. This course is a wonderful foundation for any student interested in a career in the health sciences or healthcare field, which would include medical or veterinary school, nurse, physician assistant, physical therapist, or any other major where anatomy and physiology would apply. While this course is typically less intense than what you would see in a similar course at the college level, it's a great introduction to the subject of anatomy and physiology and would make learning in more detail easier in college.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Tren. I teach AP Seminar, which is one part of the AP Capstone program. So the AP Capstone program is a program that can lead to AP Capstone Diploma, and it occurs in two parts. So there is the AP Seminar class that you can take either your junior year in addition to an English class, or your senior year as your English class, and then AP Research, which is a class that you can only take in your senior year. In order to be eligible for the AP Capstone Diploma, you have to take both courses. So it is in a student's best interest to take AP Seminar their junior year, so they have the potential opportunity to take AP Research in their senior year. A little bit about the courses. AP Seminar is a research-based course that focuses a great deal on student inquiry and curiosity. It involves writing a few essays. The AP exam at the end of the year is writing based as well, and it also involves students giving presentations. So throughout the year we work on skills of analysis in reading the works of other authors and researchers, and taking those works and synthesizing them to form your own either informational report or argumentative essay. And then in your presentations, one presentation is a group presentation that you will do with 2 to 4 other students in the course. And the final presentation for the year is an individual presentation that you will give. AP Seminar, unlike AP Research, does have an end of course exam during AP week. The exam is 2 hours long and counts for 45% of your grade. But what makes AP Seminar really unique is that, as opposed to other AP courses where the end of course exam counts for 100% of your AP score, and your AP score from 1 to 5 is completely dependent on what you get on that test in May. In AP Seminar, 55% of your AP score is being worked toward during the course of the school year. So AP Seminar is basically focusing on reading other people's research and synthesizing that into your own writing and presentation. AP Research is a little bit different. You are looking at other people's research a bit in order to decide what research you are going to conduct. But the big change with AP Research is that, as opposed to reading other people's research, you are conducting your own research. And the biggest change for AP Research is that you are focusing on one research question for the entirety of the year. So there is one large paper, and one long-ish presentation, it's 15 to 20 minutes, that you present to College Board, or really you present to the teachers that then provide the scores to College Board at the end of the year, so towards the end of April. There is no end of course exam for AP Research. It is just that paper and that presentation. But AP Research and AP Seminar really do give you some fundamental foundational skills that will be really helpful and useful in college. As the AP Seminar teacher, I've heard feedback from students who are in their freshman or sophomore year of college that are really grateful that they took the class, because they feel like they were very prepared for the papers that they had to write in those first 2 years, where a lot of their peers might not have been. So even if you feel like you are already a junior and you are going into your senior year and you feel like maybe you missed the boat to take both classes, I do really recommend at the very least taking AP Seminar ahead of applying for or attending a 4-year university. It's really, really, really going to help get you prepared.
Hi, I'm Ms. Nazer, and I teach creative writing 1 and 2. Each is a half year, and they build on each other. So all great writers have their own distinctive style, a signature that's uniquely their own. One of the goals of this class is to help each of you find your own creative voice. It will be a journey of self-discovery, a reflection of how you present yourself to the world. As part of this pursuit, you will read, analyze, and evaluate the styles of different professional writers, thereby opening your eyes to new possibilities. There will be many writing opportunities to try on assorted hats while deciding the right fit for you. The first half of the course will focus primarily on short story writing, while the emphasis in the second half will be on creating poetry. Now, some of you might feel insecure about one genre or the other, but I encourage each of you to look upon it as a challenge, not an obstacle. Lastly, a significant portion of the class will be run as a writer's workshop. It is a requirement of the class to share your writing with others and learn how to both provide and receive constructive feedback in a safe and encouraging environment. The people who should take this class are the people who love to write, who have a passion for writing. If you write poetry, short stories, essays, song lyrics, and you want to learn more about the craft of writing, this class will help build your confidence, and it will help build the confidence, and you will help build the confidence of everybody else learning the same way you are. It does not matter how much experience you have in writing, whether you're a beginner or you've had several pieces published. Your grade will be based on your growth in my class. So if you have a passion for writing and always wanted to learn more about how the professionals do it, this class is for you. Come discover who you are as a writer.
Mr. Andrea. I teach a number of different art courses, the first being Studio and Art, which is mostly for 9th graders coming in, but anybody can take it. It fulfills the art and music requirement and basically introduces you to all disciplines of art so you can make a decision on what you want to take from there. I teach AP Art, AP Studio Art, which is mostly for seniors who have immersed themselves in the art curriculum and are probably going to go on to pursue art as a career, but don't have to. Peer mentoring art, we worked with Mrs. Gould and the RISE program to help the RISE students create art, so people that would want to be a teacher or someone that likes to help others. It's a good class for you to be in, especially if you have art skills. Photography, we have Intro to Photography and Advanced Photography. In the intro course, we focus on mostly darkroom photography with a short introduction to digital photography And in advanced, we focus on more digital photography while still possibly working in the darkroom. Computer graphics 1 and 2. Currently, we are working on producing a logo for the Den store at the school. We work on a number of different projects where you either create your own artwork from a photograph or create artwork, for designs like a sticker or print.
My name is Ms. Shepard and I teach art at the high school. There are several classes that I teach here and they consist of creative crafts, advanced crafts, drawing painting 1 and drawing painting 2, as well as fashion design 1 and fashion design 2, and ceramics 1 and ceramics 2. Creative crafts is a class that fulfills the graduation requirement for students that need to take either a music or art credit. That would be one of the art credits that you could take before graduating. All the other classes that I teach are elective credits, so students need a certain amount of credits to graduate, and those classes would fulfill the elective credits. I highly recommend our classes in the art department because it really provides students an opportunity to express themselves, be creative, and really play around with materials that they wouldn't normally have access to, especially like the clay or things that are more hands-on, and it helps students kind of de-stress from their busy day. So our art classes are really awesome options for students to take some electives and find their own artistic voice and decompress and be creative.
We have 3 ensembles, band, orchestra, chorus. All of those come with a lesson, and you can be in more than one of those. We have a music theory sequence, which is a regular music theory class and an AP theory. That's a 2-year sequence. We do offer a class called Music Lab and a class called Peer Mentoring Music. Both of those are kind of a lot of topics about music. It might be a place where if you're not a performer, you want to learn about music or start to create music, that would be a place to do it. The difference being peer mentoring would be with students that could use some help in class. Why should you take music? It's music, man. You listen to it all the time. You're excellent consumers of music. If you take a music class, you start to understand better, you can appreciate more. It deepens your understanding and love of music.
I'm Ms. Gianfala, and I teach AP Psychology, which is an elective for 11th and 12th graders. We study why and how people think, how they behave, and how they feel. So everything about the course relates to your life directly. You want to figure out your motivations and, of course, to understand the other people around you. We do a lot of experiments, a lot of hands-on activities, and it's a fun class. I recommend it highly.
Hi everybody, I'm Mrs. Lavasco. I teach AP Human Geography and Community Relations. AP Human Geography is obviously an AP class. It's a really good first or last AP class. We look at the way that people live all around the world, how humans interact with their environments. The great thing about Human Geography is there's no summer assignment, so definitely sign up for that. Community Relations is an elective. We meet every other day, or most people meet every other day. We go on a lot of field trips out in the community. We run the holiday project and a bunch of food drives. And the great thing about it is that you can pursue the seal of civic readiness and graduate with that on your diploma.
So Foundations for a Healthy and Mindful Life is a half-year health elective offered to juniors and seniors. The prerequisite is being in 11th or 12th grade, and you have to have already taken regular Health 10. It's a really great class. If you are thinking, like, if there any class in high school I could take to better my life, this is the class. We go through all the different mindfulness techniques. Mindfulness is a concept or an idea that can help you deal with stress and kind of everyday life. We do a lot of practice, so after I teach a lot of the concepts, we do a lot of practice in the class, so I give everybody the opportunity to learn the different mindfulness techniques and to actually practice them within the 40-minute class period. After we're done learning the mindfulness techniques, we talk about relationships and communication. We talk a lot about gratitude. Every Friday we do something called Gratitude Friday. And studies show that people who learn how to practice gratitude can increase their authentic happiness. So I give a lot of activities and ideas and a lot of time for us to talk about and to practice gratitude. We also then will implement something called Mindful Monday, where every Monday we're practicing or going about doing a new mindfulness technique. And it's really a great class, and I think everybody should take it.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Cosgrove. I am the business teacher at Shoreham Wading River. I teach every business elective that Shoreham Wading River offers, from accounting to business law, career and finance, Wall Street, sports marketing, and a new business class called Virtual Enterprise. Why I think business is important for students to take at SWR is that most of the subject area is related to life skills. So they'll be learning practical applications that they'll be using throughout their entire lives. And whether they choose in college to actually pursue one of the areas of business as a major, getting their foundation in high school is sometimes a lot easier when they're going to make choices. The newest business class that we have is called Virtual Enterprise. That's where students get to actually create a business within the classroom. So every person who's a part of the Virtual Enterprise program assumes a job or a role as if they're doing that role in the real world. So we have an accounting department, we'll have a purchasing department, we'll have a sales department, we'll have a marketing department. We have students that are creating websites, we have students that are recording payroll, and we have students that are actually interacting with other business firms on Long Island to create sales and create relationships. I think, again, business curriculum here really affords students the opportunity to explore different areas of business and really get a feel of what life is like in the real world.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Mr. Hockney. I teach physical education here at Shoreham Wading River High School. The different types of classes that I teach are sports education, adventure education, adapted physical education, and peer mentoring. In adapted physical education and peer mentoring, we have students that work with some of the students with special needs, and it'd be good for a student that maybe has interest in working in the humanics field, which means they're working with people and helping out. In adventure education, it's a class where the class works together as a group. There's a lot of team building, a lot of cooperation. If you're the type of student that wants to learn how to grow physically and emotionally and mentally, it would be a great class for you. It really gets you out of your comfort zone and stretches you out and makes you a better all-around person. And then I also teach sports
Also there to provide you with an opportunity to learn more about yourself, learn about interests that you may not have known that you had. Whether your plan is to go to the workforce or to college or anything in between after high school, a full academic schedule all the way through your senior year really is very beneficial. So right now I want to talk a little bit about technology. We have really two different parts of our technology department. We have kind of the more traditional technology, and we have our computer-based technology. So some courses within traditional technology would be courses like our architecture, design and drawing for production, electronics and modern electricity, and world of technology. These classes really provide students with a hands-on opportunity and are very, very much project-driven. They provide you with the opportunity to learn skills that you will literally use throughout your lifetime. We also offer many computer-based classes such as Computer Graphics 1 and 2 and website design. Beyond that, we have a sequence in computer science that starts with Intro to Computer Programming, followed by Intermediate Programming in Java, and then culminating in our AP Computer Science class, which is Advanced Programming in Java. So even a basic knowledge of computer programming can go a long way towards supporting your path, whether no matter what you choose post high school. So I really do encourage all of you to consider any of these courses when looking at electives. In many cases, they will take you outside of your comfort zone and expose you to topics that you wouldn't have the opportunity really to explore again.
Hi everyone, I'm here to talk to you about our peer mentoring program. If you haven't heard of these courses before, this is a great opportunity for our general education students to work alongside the students in our RISE program in an integrated curriculum in many of our elective course areas. So I know you've heard earlier in the video about our courses in art, music, and theater. We have these programs in our peer mentoring program as well. As I said, it's a great opportunity for students to work alongside their peers, not only on the content area for the courses, but also to help their classmates develop their social skills in an authentic classroom setting. We offer these programs. We have a peer mentoring art class where students meet every day in art class working on a variety of projects. And again, the idea here is that students are not only working on the course material, not only developing their artistic skills, but also working on their socialization and forming those authentic peer relationships and friendships that are so important to the high school experience. We also offer a peer mentoring music class, again, building on foundational knowledge of music and basic music theory, as well as having the opportunity for minor performances and making music together. We have peer mentoring phys ed, and that's an opportunity for students who may not be interested in any of the other physical education offerings that we have to offer, that they can, again, work with their students in our RISE program and some of our other adaptive phys ed students to ensure that everybody has a great opportunity to participate in a number of physical activities. Next year, we're also offering our peer mentoring Spanish program. Again, it's a course that meets every day and gives students the opportunity to develop their language skills. This really is a course that's intended for students who have met their required courses for Spanish and are still looking to stay involved with the language beyond just taking the higher level courses. Finally, we offer our peer mentoring theater program, and that's really the peer mentoring class that got the whole program started years ago. It's a great program where students work together, creating different scenarios and skits and vignettes. Throughout the year, students have the opportunity to perform these. They travel down to the elementary schools and put on plays for some of the younger students, in addition to working on and putting together a performance, end of the year culminating performance of a musical production. It's something that's not to be missed in the springtime, and if you're interested in any of these things, it really is a great program full of great students and great teachers, and will be an exciting addition to your high school career. In our physical education department, we offer a variety of different courses that we encourage all students to experience throughout their career here at high school. When you meet with your guidance counselors, you're going to prioritize your choices between three of our main courses. The first one is our Adventure Ed program, second, our Lifetime Activities, and third, Sports Education. Adventure Ed is really a project adventure-based course where students work together in cooperative groups on problem solving, building trust and teamwork. We have the high ropes course outside, as well as a variety of other obstacles that can be set up both in the gym and outside. And students have the chance to work together collaboratively as a team and to build those skills in the Adventure Ed course. Our Lifetime Activities course is generally about personal fitness and the kind of physical activity that people can begin now in high school, and it's a journey that they can go on for the rest of their lives, experiencing things like yoga, working out, developing fitness routines and healthy fitness goals for not just their high school, but again, a lifetime of learning and physical activity. Sports education is exactly what it sounds like. This is the phys ed class where you get to play and participate in a large number of team sports, things like volleyball, team handball, hockey, just to name a few. In addition, we also offer the peer mentoring phys ed class that I mentioned earlier in the video, and that's another phys ed option. When you meet with your guidance counselors, you're going to prioritize one of these 3 courses as your top choice, and then you're going to order them on down 1, 2, and 3. So you can do that both on the Google form and in person when you meet with your counselor to let us know, your order of preference for these courses.